drinking wouldn't have allowed me to explore this other area of me and kind of was keeping me at this level. Like drinking, when you're drinking a lot, never elevates you. It never progresses you forward. All it does is just keep you here. Keeps you here. You know, you never have heard anybody ever say that I am really glad I started drinking again. Nobody's ever said that because there's no reason to be glad if you've stopped and you've seen the positive aspects that drinking has made towards your life being improved in every way, shape, or form. It's like there's no reason to look back, and that's where I'm sitting right now. I'm really not even like, oh, I'm 100 days sober. I hope I can make it 100 more. I'm almost like drinking isn't even a thing for me anymore. I don't drink, and life has gotten so much better without drinking in every way. So I know a lot of people hit me up on Twitter about being sober. I know a lot of people always ask me questions about it. So I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want to form a place where people can get together and talk about issues with addiction. It doesn't have to be limited to alcohol. It can be any other addiction. I know there's every addiction out there. And even if you're having a hard time in life with depression, if you're having a hard time in life with your family, with work, anything, I know that everybody needs somebody to talk to, and not everybody has somebody to talk to. So I'm going to use Ruin Your Day as a platform for that. Every week on Wednesdays, I haven't decided a time yet, probably around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to have Ruin Your Day live for an hour. And basically what's going to be happening is the chat is going to be live, and that's going to be used as the floor for everybody to talk. I might be on a video feed answering questions to the chat. I might pull up some music that Ruin Your Day made to play. I might play some video in the background. It's going to be sort of a free-form vehicle type of feed. There's not going to be really a set thing that we're doing. The only thing that I want to go on is I want people to feel like it's a safe place to come into and talk and vent, talk to other people, maybe give advice. I'll be in there if anybody wants to ask any questions about being sober. I can give whatever advice I can for that. And yeah, essentially, I just think there needs to be a place like that. I think AA works really well for a lot of people because it's a community. It's a strong-knit community. You have a sponsor that holds you accountable for not drinking. You have other people that are going through the same thing as you. You realize there's a whole world out there of people that just don't drink. And that's rare these days, honestly. So I want there to be a place like that on Ruin Your Day doesn't have to be just limited to alcohol. It could be anything. You know, like my parents went through some heart problems this year, and that really devastated me. So, you know, I needed somebody to talk to about that. My ex-girlfriend's dog that I really love got cancer. My close friend just had cancer. So it's been tough for me as well this year, and I'm really thankful that I've had Ruin Your Day to talk to you guys about battle rap and forget about the troubles in my life, but I want to give back, and I want to create a platform where we can all come together and sort of be each other's shoulder to lean on every now and then. So just wanted to make this video to talk about me getting sober, my experience with it. Honestly, to wrap this up, being sober is like probably the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. Me breaking up with my ex-girlfriend that I love to this day has been the best thing that's ever happened to me too as well. It's really like jump-started me to make big improvements in my life that I'm really proud of. And yeah, I mean, I think anybody out there that's struggling with addiction, the first question you need to ask for yourself, if you're thinking that you might have a drug problem, alcohol problem, any sort of problem, is if I'm asking myself if I have a problem, I might have a problem. Do you want to take the next step to solving it? Do you want to get clean? Do you want to get sober? And all I can say is being sober is amazing. It's great. I would never trade it for anything. It works really well for me. Other people can drink responsibly. I'm not one of those people. I can't drink responsibly at all. So yeah, guys, I just want to thank you all for helping me through my year of sobriety. You guys really made a huge difference in my life. I want to thank everybody out there that supported Ruin Your Day, all the patrons, all the people that did a watch episode, all the guests, all the people that tuned in for watch, everybody that bought merch, everybody that bought music. It means the world to me. So thank you guys. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ruin an Hour, the safe place to talk about anything under the sun. I'm Avo. This is live every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Today we have a very special guest in the house, BLU.
Hey, how's it going?
She's going to be talking to us about anxiety
And depression.
Something that I have limited experience with, and I'm so glad she's here because a lot of you guys are always asking about it, and I feel bad because I don't have any experience with it, so I can't really give an educated advice on either topic. So it's awesome that she's here. But how are you guys doing? How's everybody doing?
Is this sugar?
Are you from Compton?
No. I'm not from Compton. My family is. I'm not. No. Stir. This has sugar in it, right? Okay, cool. Sorry, I have to drink some coffee because I work like 16 hours a day. And I never get to sleep.
Desi, I'm sorry to hear that about the gallstones. I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, the hair, Blue. Lucha says love the hair.
Oh, thank you so much.
But yeah, so do you just want to dive straight into it?
Okay. So, like you said, the anxiety and depression, I was diagnosed with a generalized anxiety or borderline personality disorder back in 2006, I want to say. It was 2006. 2003 was my first diagnosis. I didn't believe him. So I saw another doctor in about 2000.
Why did you go in to get diagnosed? Like, what happened?
At that time, I lost 2 kids at that time, and then I had horrible relationships, and I just went on like a whole binge. Start drinking, start smoking, start partying, the whole downhill spiral. And it was literally one day when my dad called me at like 3 o'clock in the morning, was like, babe, just come home, like begging me to just come home. And I cried and all that other stuff and like that or whatever. So he was just like, you need help. You need to see somebody. You need to get some help. So I went to see a doctor, and they diagnosed me, but I wasn't at the point where I can accept it. Mm-hmm. So basically it was like, you're full of shit. And I left and didn't see a doctor again for another 2 years.
So what did you, like in your mind, what did you think was going on?
You guys are lying. Like, I grew up with people telling me that mental health, like if you can't see the pain, then it's not real. Like, if you break your foot, if you break your ankle, people put a cast on you, and you know you're hurt. Mm-hmm. If you have a cold, you cough, people know you're sick. But when something's going on in your head, they mm-hmm. don't know that it's real because it's in your head. And I can't speak for all communities, but in the Black community, it's something that you don't really speak about. It's like a cliche. You really don't talk about it. You kind of just deal with it. Everybody is stressed. Everybody has issues. Deal with it, get over it, move forward.
Mental health is like that?
Exactly, with mental health. But it wasn't until, I would say, like I said, 2 or 3 years later, I went to the military. I got kicked out of the military for the issue.
Oh, interesting.
I did. I got kicked out of the military. I was in the Navy.
Yeah.
And I got kicked out, and that doctor in the military said personality disorder. And after I got kicked out, I didn't know what I was going to do with myself, so I just went into dancing.
Yeah.
I don't have no trade. I have no trade. All I know is I've lost a kid. I went to college twice by then, dropped out 2 times, mm-hmm. went to the military, that failed too. Mm-hmm. And what am I doing with myself? So my dad was like, I would leave, and my dad would be like literally worried every day, like texting me, when are you coming home? Are you coming home? Come back. Somebody loves you. Come home. And I remember I was on the phone with him one day because I started dabbing in a lot of drugs and stuff. And my dad called me one day and he was like, babe, just come home. I'll help you. Like,
Yeah.
nobody loves you. I love you.
Yeah.
And so I, had the whole cry. We talked about it and so my third time getting diagnosed, I came home and I went to the doctor. They diagnosed me as bipolar. They said I have BP2.
What does that mean?
BP2 means basically what everybody thinks of bipolar. You kind of think like mental hospital crazy. You're so up and you're so down. BP2 means I just go up and down. It's a roller coaster, and they're not for an extended period of time. It may be for like a day or two, maybe a week or two.
Okay.
And I'm up and then I'm down for a week or two, and then I go back up and then I go back down. So that's the roller coaster. Bipolar is literally just a roller coaster of up and downs.
So emotions, essentially.
Emotions. Okay, so
I guess because my understanding wasn't that, so this is good education for me.
Right. So basically, my manic episodes, my ups.
Yeah.
I can do whatever I think I can do. Today,
Motivated.
I want to rap. I can be a rapper. I'm the best rapper ever, and I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I put all my focus and energy on that.
Yeah.
Then I have another brilliant idea of where I want to start a new business. I go on the internet, research, how can I do this? Oh, yeah, I could do that. I go do that. Spend the money, put it on it.
Yeah.
A week later, have no interest in doing it. Now the money's been spent, but I'm back on my down.
Okay, I see.
Now I'm in the debt. I'm in the hole, right?
Yeah.
So then when things don't turn out the way that I want them to turn out, I go into a down. I'm in a depressive mode.
Okay.
Woe is me. Everybody hates me. You guys got it out against me. Why can't I just be great? And I'm in bed for days, weeks, don't shower. I have no energy to eat. I have no energy to do nothing other than sleep and sob. If you look at me too long, I'm in tears. Literally, I'm in tears. If you stare at me too long, if you blink twice, I'm crying.
Yeah.
And anybody who talks to me, they say, "Are you okay?" I'm in tears, and it affects you in your day-to-day life.
Okay.
So second time, 1, 2, 3. Third time, that was the situation. The third diagnosis, I still don't believe you. 4 times, I moved to Georgia.
Okay.
And I had a day where I left the club. I was dancing. I left the club. I went to do an after hours dance there. Everybody loves me, BLU. Well, Dream. So everybody called me Dream, that. I leave the club loaded, completely loaded. And I pass out, wake up, feel sick, go to the hospital. Something's wrong with me. You guys got to figure it out. They didn't really know what was wrong other than me being just drunk, you know? But basically it turned into the doctors wanted to run some more tests. So I called my parents. They did a few diagnostic tests on me, whatever. I called my mom, told my mom that I was going to have a procedure done. And her and my little sister flew from Cali to Atlanta.
Okay.
To come to check on me and take care of me after the procedure and stuff, because it was my first time actually being put to sleep.
Yeah.
So we do the procedure. I wake up, I come back, and the first thing I ever remember was my mom just giving me orange juice, and I look and I'm like, I did this to my family. Like, their life stopped because of me, and it did something to me. Brittany, there's really something wrong with you. You can't keep putting everybody you love on this train. And so about a month, I want to say like a month after that, my mom and my dad, we were talking about it. We all just came to a decision that I need to move back to California. And when I moved back, my dad's like, He's literally giving me tough love. You go to school, you getting some kind of training, or I'm cutting you off completely. We can't do this, you know? So my dad has always been like a tough love plus trying to understand type of person.
Yeah.
So I did my psychiatrist, I did group therapy. I was going seeing doctors about 4 to 5 days a week. In addition to going to school, I started with medical assisting. Then I did phlebotomy because I was scared of needles, and then I did EMT and paramedics and everything and so on and so forth. But at that time, I had dropped out of school 4 times because I couldn't stand being in a classroom around people. Come to find out, I have a social anxiety.
Okay.
I have a social anxiety. I'm bipolar 2. I have a PTSD from my past experiences. But specifically manic depressive with adult ADHD. I cannot keep my attention on one thing for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
So it literally affects you on your day to day.
Yeah.
You wake up and you have a plan, but if it's not written out and it's not set, I can show you my phone. I have like 30 alarms telling me to do stuff on my day to day basis, because without it, I do whatever I want to do. Right.
Okay. Interesting.
So that's the gist of like what I've been through.
Okay.
In Cliff Notes.
Yeah, in Cliff Notes, for
Cliff
sure.
Notes.
Definitely.
So yeah, I just wanted to come and just like talk about it because I know I've watched you and I've watched you do this, and I see a lot of people talking about mental health, and you can be active. You don't have to rely on your diagnosis to be an excuse of what you do in your life. You can talk about it, you can deal with it, you can live with it, and use it to be a motivation to help you move forward. Because textbook says I should be in a hospital, but my determination says I should do something more than getting a check every day.
Totally.
Yeah, it's just about what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So how do you make that happen?
it's a conscious decision every day. Like literally, it's an everyday struggle. I go to work. If something's happening at work that I feel, when I feel like I'm done wrong, everybody at my job knows it. Like if I think you played me, I'm telling you. But what I really do focus on the most is if I'm having my down times, like my bad days. Usually it happens when I stop. I don't have nothing to do.
So you have idle time.
Yeah, the idle time is your enemy.
Okay.
But I allow myself to have it. If you're upset, you can be upset. Don't feel bad for feeling down and out. You dedicate that time. Okay, so this is my 30 minutes. I'm going to cry. My woe is me.
Yep.
But, Britt, you got to get up. You have a dog, because you have a dog to feed.
Yeah.
You can't stay in bed because something else depends on you.
Yeah.
And that's what I think in mental health, a lot of, like, behavioral health, because I'm not going to call it mental health, it's behavioral health. Something else is depending on you. Somebody else, another being is depending on you to live. My dog cannot eat if I don't get up and go to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I tell people, like, if you feel like you're in this hole that you can't get out of, you can't breathe, like it literally sucks the air out of you.
Yeah.
I think pets are the best thing to have, because instinctively you have a nurture side into you. Females, but people in general, there is a nurture part to you. So for me, my dog was literally the saving grace for me, because I dealt with my disorder and I didn't care. Personally, me about myself at the time, I didn't care if I lived or died.
Yeah.
I would drive on the freeway drunk, feel like I'm in Super Mario Brothers, and I hit the mushroom and I'm just going.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got my dog 5 years ago, I felt like I owed it to her to come home every day.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which helped me to see that I needed other aspects. I needed other ways to better handle myself.
Yeah.
Even now.
Yeah.
Like I would go online and then offline. I'm out for weeks. I may talk to 1 or 2 people, but for the most part, I'm like, I drop off the face of the earth. I still deal with it.
Is that when you drop off, is that you trying to cope with everything and disconnect?
It's a 50-50. Part of me detaches from reality altogether.
Okay.
But like I said, it's the things that I've set in place in my moments where I have clarity.
Yeah.
Like my 30 alarms.
Yeah.
It reminds me,
Snaps it back.
do this.
Okay.
I started working, and then I started working more because I felt like when I was going to work, I was too depressed, even when I got off of work. Whatever I dealt with at work drug me back. And it's
Okay.
even harder. I work in a mental hospital.
Yeah.
So I see other people, and I see my coworkers have this level of this insensitivity to it. And I go to work and I say, you're no different.
Yeah.
My patient is no different from me.
Yeah.
The only difference between me and my patient is the fact that my parents pushed me. You know? I have a sister who pushes me. I have a brother who pushes me. I live for my nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
I don't know what or who this patient has.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
No, I'm not a psych tech. I'm not a nurse. I'm nothing like that. I work in a laboratory. I see them and come and going, but you build certain relationships with these people. So I just see, like we learn stuff like trauma-informed care. People hurt, and people react the way they react to stuff. If it's negatively, more than likely it's based off of a trauma. You react negatively to somebody yelling at you. Maybe if you took some time to think about it, this person was abused.
Yeah.
A parent, a relationship, or something, and it affects you in your everyday life, and you don't even see it.
Yeah.
So like that's like the biggest stuff that I learned, because before then I was working in a prison. Tough up.
Word.
I was working
Very
in prison.
opposite ends of the
Right,
spectrum.
very opposite ends of the spectrum. But
Yeah.
even now, working in the mental hospital, and I realized what I learned in prison. Like my patients, because I never called them inmates, but my patients in prison dealt with stuff you never know what people see or go through.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
So it plays multiple aspects.
For sure. But yeah, that's pretty incredible. How when you're in a manic state, do you know that you're in a manic state?
No. Right off the back, I don't know.
You're just like confident.
I can do this.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You never know what it is that starts it.
Yeah.
Usually in my life, it's not me who nobody in my family says, Britt, you're manic. They don't say that.
Okay. Is that like a wrong way to approach somebody that's manic?
No, I mean, you don't have to. I don't think to tell somebody that they're manic is it. I think what people can do is help you channel, like the people closest to you, because
okay,
you
I
have you everybody has like a close knit
Support group.
a support group, right?
Yeah.
You don't call them your support group. You're like, you're my friend.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like even you, when I was telling you about the stuff that I was going through the last few weeks and stuff
Yeah.
like that, you don't say, how are you feeling? You be like, well, pray for the best and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nobody really in my group tells me, Britt, you're tripping. I have a few who make me mad and they say stuff like that, but it's really more so of somebody telling you, how are you feeling? Are you sure? Because then when you're manic, you're not thinking.
And that's helpful.
So when somebody's asking you something to make you think, it helps.
It helps you kind of come
It helps
down.
you bring yourself back. You have to go
Interesting.
back and think,
Okay.
is this a good idea?
Yeah.
Because when I'm mad, I'm not thinking about if this is good for me.
Yeah. Correct
I'm
me if
just
I'm
doing
wrong. Is it your rational is out the window?
It's pretty much.
Okay.
For the most part. Like I said, I would go on Amazon was like my thing. I would go on spending sprees.
Oh, okay.
Sprees,
Yeah.
okay? You get hypersexual.
Yeah.
Everybody, you love everybody.
Word.
You would have, like I said, businesses. You can do anything. You really literally feel like if it was an idea, I'm doing it. But in a support group of the people like that you hold close to yourself telling you, hey, think. In so many words, that helps a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you able to ask yourself that, or is it just not possible?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not able to ask myself. It's until I'm forced to confront it. if, like I said, a couple weeks ago, I'm going through something. I don't even remember what I was going through, but it probably was, no, I can't remember, it had been 14 years since I lost a kid. Okay. And I was, for some reason, every year I always get down about it.
Yeah.
But I don't really subconsciously know I get down about it until I'm reminded.
Okay, so you feel sad.
Yeah, like
right.
I'm really depressed. I'll talk to people and my conversations is like really like somber. Like it's really down and somebody will say like, "Are you all right?" Am I all right?
Yeah.
And then when I think about it, then I address it. This is what it is. And then it feels like it's like a freight. Like it feels like a big rig is just slammed on their brakes and I just crash right into it. And my whole world just crumbles down on me. And then I used to drink myself till I pass out, or somebody tells me something enough to motivate me enough to say, okay, Britt, that was 13, 14 years ago. Pick yourself back up. It's today.
Yeah.
It's not every day.
Yeah.
And that's like the hardest thing. And I do consciously tell myself, I'm feeling this today. And I'm feeling it. It's okay. Feel it. Cry. Hurt. Woe is me. But this is your time to deal with it. You don't do it every day.
Okay, I see. So that's how you deal with your PTSD, is you allow space for your feelings.
To feel it. Right.
Okay.
I allow myself to feel the hurt that I feel, but I don't allow myself to have it control every day of my life.
Okay. That's good. So you allow yourself to feel it, but you don't allow those feelings to control your whole life.
Look, people with mental disorders, personality disorders, behavioral disorders, the thought process of trying to think about a whole year, 12-month span is a panic in its own. Yeah. My supervisor told me I have to know my vacations for the whole year. Come January, you need to know when you want to go on vacation. I freak out at work.
Yeah, right.
My friend at work, my coworker, has to take me out of the office, out of the meeting, pull me to the side. I'm freaking out. And she's like, Britt, stop.
Yeah.
You don't even go on vacation for 3 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Anytime you take off, it's for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
But that's where you have, it's a mix of the support group. Somebody's telling me, dude, this doesn't even apply to you.
Yeah.
This applied to the people who want to go out of town for 3 weeks.
Word. Okay.
But I'm tripping.
Yeah.
In my head, I can't think literally in my head, I'm like, I like battle rap. I don't know when the next event is. Yeah. How can I know when I want to go, So I'm really freaking out. Right. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I operate on a 30-day period.
Yeah,
if you tell me 30-day advance, I can give you 30 days.
Yep.
So if you put that, anybody in the community knows that's how the events go, because they really are disrespectful about giving you time limits, because But if you put it into that aspect, right? There's an event, you don't know when the event is going to be, but you may know 30 days in advance, right?
Yeah.
You have an idea.
Yeah.
You have to deal with those behavioral and mental disorders in the same aspect. You can't think long term. You have to think about short term satisfactions.
Okay, so it's about shortening the scope.
If you narrow down what you have to worry about, you
Yeah.
function way better. If
That's good
I
advice.
only function on a 30-day span,
Yeah.
I know I get paid on the 31st, and my bills up till the 31st is this. I can plan for that better.
Mm.
I cannot sit here and stress about what's going to happen a month from now.
Yeah.
2 months from now. It doesn't work. You panic, you freak. How am I going to make this happen?
Yeah.
You lose your shit.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
So, for me personally, I literally work on that small frame.
So limiting your scope helps you really deal with your anxiety.
It'll help you long term.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I haven't actually thought of that.
If you put it in a month, you don't have it. What you can stress about in 30 days is far less than what you can stress about in a year.
Yeah.
But I think it goes on all aspects. Like if you're on some kind of drug, if you're on drugs, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever. If it's literally drugs, or it's pharmaceutical drugs, or if it's stuff take your day by day. Mm-hmm. You can handle one day. There's literally days where I go 20 minutes at a time. Let me get to my break.
Yeah.
You know, I used to take it literally. There was a time where I would take it hour by hour. Let me get through this hour. Brittany, you got 30 minutes left.
Yeah.
Get to this hour. I ain't trying to be sober for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to not drink for this hour, okay? All right, now I can make it to another hour. You compartmentalize it. You take it piece by piece, because with everything, any addiction, any disorders, everything, putting it in a hole is overwhelming to you.
Yeah.
You know?
Entirely.
Completely, right. You know? So if you just put it in a small increments, whatever you can handle. Some people got to take it minute by minute. Some people got to take it 30 minutes. Some people, if you're lucky enough to take it week by week, then you're good.
Yeah.
Me, I got an alarm every hour telling me
what to do.
What to do.
Yeah.
I literally do. Every 2 hours, there's something telling me to drink some water.
Okay.
Every day, I have an alarm saying, do your hair. Because if me on my regular basis, I don't know when I'm going to be up or not. I can get up and go to work. But if I don't care to do anything, it's not going to get done. I have an alarm. Do your hair.
Yeah.
Like, I can show you, literally. Do your hair.
Yeah.
Who functions on a day where they have to be reminded to do their hair in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Only somebody who's really struggling, you know?
Yeah.
So put it in that narrative. I tell people, do what you got to do. Take it how you take the small rewards. I have like a note on my refrigerator that says, you go Monday through Friday, no outbursts at work. You get to have a drink. Hey, I get to celebrate. There's a reward.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
You reward yourself for your small victories. Especially when you're dealing with stuff that's so hard to live with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. Limiting the scope is something that I didn't really think about for coping with anxiety. What
Avo is a real good listener.
What other tactics do you use for dealing with anxiety?
Aside from, like I said, I have a dog. I learned like the small breeds help you a lot. If you like, the smaller breeds are more like nurturing, like, you know, the lap dogs. They want to be held. They want the attention. You know, so when I'm in a good mood, she's in a good mood. When I'm sad, she's a little bit more calmer. Yeah. Stuff like that. I learned over the years that stuff that you never thought was relaxing is relaxing. Paint. I paint abstract. It has nothing to do with anything, but cool. I learned over the years that the colors I chose to use at the time mean something. Yeah. If they're dark red, black, and stuff like that, then I'm really angry. You know, if they're like oceany type, you know, I'm a little relaxed and stuff like that.
That's cool.
But I do listen to a lot of music, but I listen to music that is more so geared to my mood at the time. You listen more. I talk to friends more. A lot of friends have fallen off, but we're not going to talk about that. But the people that are there, usually everybody has one person, whether they know it's their person or not. You have your person who you have to actually talk to, and stuff. And then and another thing is just knowing when it's too much for you to handle on your own. I think that's like the biggest thing. I know when my cup is full, and when I have to take a step back, because there's still days where I feel like it's too much to deal with. Take some time for yourself. Call off work. You're sick. That's what you go to work for. You get the vacation time. Call off sick. To just chill. Like I said, me personally, I found accidentally that I liked battle rap. That's what I poured myself into when I felt like I had reached my limit. But it could be anything, literally. People don't know what their outlet is until
they find it.
Until you stumble upon it and you're like, wait a minute, 2.5 hours went by? I'm in. Yeah. Because that's literally me for battle rap. Like, I watched a battle, and then I watched another battle and another battle. The next thing you know, 3 hours went, and I was like, wait a minute, time just flew. You know?
Totally.
And after that, like, I'm hooked.
Yeah, you're
You
in.
know, so it's literally that. I want to say I don't want to say it's that easy, but it's literally that easy.
Yeah.
You just you broaden your horizon onto something new, and you find that it worked for you, because there's no right or wrong answer of what works and what doesn't work.
Very true.
There's no hobby, there's no, pastime to tell somebody try this, try that. I can tell you to try everything. I did group therapy. I did group therapy with 15 people 3 times a week. I did individual therapy 2 times a week. I even saw a psychiatrist every week.
Yeah.
None of that helped.
Mm.
Only thing I learned was, I hate your shoes. You had a name that was close to my name, and I like to, like, literally when I'm sitting there in front of my psychiatrist, my first thing was like, she wore black boots and she's wearing all black. I like her. And then I would see they would switch doctors, and then I would be like, I hate your accent.
Okay.
And then this isn't gonna work for me.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. And so there's really nothing that you can and can't say what will or won't work.
It's subjective to
Yeah,
everybody.
you just try everything.
Okay.
But in the meantime of trying everything, not feeling bad for the fail, and is the big thing.
That's a good one.
Because there's no answer.
Yeah.
I mean, talking from life experience and then seeing my patients like with it.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong answer to get yourself better, or even, because it's not. I don't even want to say. I'm not gonna say get yourself better. Learning how to live with what you have.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing, I think, the most injustice you can do to yourself is to say, I have this disorder. You're defined by it. I live with it.
Yeah.
Is your better thing to do.
Yeah. That's like a big thing people tell you to say. Instead of like, I am sad, say, I'm feeling sad.
Right.
So the feeling isn't it's not defining you. You know, it's just a feeling. So, and feelings are transient. So that's really interesting.
Yeah.
That's super
The
interesting.
worst thing you can do is define yourself by. I don't think anybody. I mean, I work with people who have it. I see people who have it, and I really the more frustrating thing to me is somebody who uses it as an excuse to enable their self.
Oh, I'm doing this because I'm an addict.
Right.
Of course I would do that.
I have adult ADHD.
Yeah.
I am the worst thing you could do is define yourself by it.
Mm-hmm.
But look at it this way: how many famous people have these issues, and look at the stuff that they came to accomplish.
It's true.
Look at it as a gift instead of a punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Why limit yourself by it?
Yeah.
Okay, you're hypersensitive. That's what I say.
Yeah.
I'm bipolar, but I'm hypersensitive, okay?
Yeah.
I feel everything.
Yeah.
I pay attention to everything.
Yeah.
Why sit here and say I'm evil to you today because of that?
Okay.
Because I'm bipolar, because I'm this, because I'm that.
Yeah.
Don't limit yourself.
Yeah.
The biggest thing, like everybody, like watching, like anything, the worst thing you can do to yourself is saying you do it because you're this.
That's good.
I'm evil to you because I'm depressed.
Yeah.
I'm evil to you because I have the worst thing you can do is limit yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And then when you start doing that, you start getting in a habit of doing toxic behaviors and justifying them through your...
You make excuses.
Yeah, exactly.
And then think about it. The people around you. Who wants to be around you when you make an excuse 24/7 for it?
For doing something bad,
Oh,
too.
I told you I hated your life.
Yeah.
But, forgive me because I'm crazy. Like nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah.
Accountability is everything. Especially in behavioral health.
100%.
Accountability. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. It's everything.
Yeah.
I've learned that outside of my family, people that I deal with that are not related to me, they owe me nothing. They can cross me out, X me out whenever they want to. Accountability. I'm too drunk today. I apologize. Are more accepting to you than if you just say, deal with it because, that's my biggest thing.
Yeah. So you talk about the anxiety, depression. How do you cope with that?
That's harder. Depression is, kind of like I said with the anxiety, you feel like the air has been taken out of you.
Yeah.
With anxiety, but with depression, you feel like nobody in this world understands what you're going through. Sometimes you feel like the hole has been, I don't know, people watch Game of Thrones. What was
Mhm.
it when that guy that kicked him off the ledge of the hole in the castle and he falls all the
Oh
way
yeah,
down?
yeah, yeah.
You literally go through one of those type of feelings. It's never ending. It's never gonna stop. Um, you have no end. There's no end.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, there's things that I do. Like I said, my phone alarms to remind me. Um, I don't know if people like have fire sticks, but I have a fire stick. And when you go on the sleep mode, when the fire stick goes into the sleep mode, and you can play it plays like the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
But I program mine to where it says positive apparition thoughts.
That's cool.
So when I'm literally at home and I'm down and out, I've checked out completely.
Yeah.
My TV says, "You're awesome." It says, "You're awesome. Today you're going to be great." Stuff like that. And but it is. I would say depression is actually harder because some days I do think that people are better off without me even being here. And that's a hard pill to
How
swallow.
do you deal with that when you feel like that?
Me, luckily, I have like my parents, my sisters, my brother, my sister-in-law. They randomly text me. They randomly text me. Nobody has like a set day or time or whatever, but they randomly text me and say, "I love you."
That's awesome.
And I have relatives that's passed away, like committed suicide. I have friends that's committed suicide and stuff like that. And I feel like the thing that they didn't think was somebody was there in their corner. So again, your support group, the people who care about you the most, they don't have to understand it.
Yeah.
But they love you enough to know that you're going through something. They don't get it, but they love you enough to say you're special. I could say lately, in the last 3 years, my biggest motivating factor has been my nieces and nephews. I don't have kids of my own, but I have two nieces and a nephew. I randomly get a picture of them. When I'm in my depressed states, I get a picture. I see them. That's something to live for.
Yeah.
It's what would I do if my nephew didn't know his auntie? But if you don't know you're depressed, you don't know.
Yeah.
So you have to be conscious of that type of stuff. That's why I say it's something you can't ignore. If you know better, you do better. If you don't know better, then you don't do better, and you fall into the cycle of it. But you have to know better to help yourself. The best thing you can do is not be in denial.
Okay, so when you're feeling those, you are like, okay.
Yeah, I literally I got text message. I'm in my bed. I've been in bed for 2 days. My mom's like, "You didn't shower yet?" I'm like, "Later." Then my sister's like, "It's not okay," and I'm like, I just don't have the energy. And somebody's like, "Get up." A cousin says, "Oh, the twins are thinking about you," or they send you a picture. It's something that snaps you back in reality. That's really what everything is. It's nothing. It's easy to be caught up in yourself, but to be snapped back into the reality, into the present. Because when you're in the anxiety, you're in the depression, you're in your hallucinations or whatever, you're detached. There has to be something that brings you back.
Yeah.
And people don't know it. Like, you think your family has your back, has it against you. You don't want to always hear what they have to say, but if you're trying to live with it and not make it your excuse, you have to say, okay, I don't like what I hear, but there's some validity in it. And but yeah, depression is a hard one. It's really a tough one.
Yeah.
It eats you alive. And depression, it affects you. It doesn't just affect you mentally. It affects you physically. Like me and my depression. So like over the last, I would just say in the last 365 days, I done had chronic foot problems where I'm getting injections in my feet just so I can stand up. I have back problems. I'm going to go get MRIs. I'm getting CT scans. I'm getting I told you like a couple weeks ago, I had to go see an oncologist. My blood results keep coming back abnormal, and they've been coming back abnormal from 2006.
Yeah.
Backtrack, when I first started getting diagnosed. You're going through stuff mentally. If it's in your head, it translates physically.
Yeah.
So my doctor tells me he says, we're going to test you for A, B, and C, but my more concern is you have PTSD. You have, you're bipolar. You have an anxiety and depression disorder. You start meditating. Start doing something else, because if you can't get yourself mentally together, it's going to affect you physically. You're always going to be sick, because you're sick. You're always going to be sick.
Yep.
So, and it wasn't literally, my sister, I called her and I was like, I looked up and everybody's having face masks, bald heads, and I'm panicking. And my sister drove 30 minutes in traffic. I don't know how she did it, but to come there just to be with me, and then literally for this doctor to tell me, you're physically making yourself sick. Whatever's going up here is literally translating in your body. You've been in pain.
Yeah.
You're always going to the doctor. Something's always hurting. I used to think I was having heart attacks. I'm 32 years old.
Yeah.
They're like, literally, the prescription, relax. How do you relax? Meditate. Do something, But your mental health can't affect you in the long run.
Yeah.
But if you're in denial to it, there's really nothing you can do to help it.
Yeah.
There's no fix. There's no cure. This is how it's going to be. Accept it, but find ways to cope to live with it. At the end of the day, if you tell yourself you can't, then you're never going to.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take it day by day.
Yeah. That's good advice.
No.
Very
I talked
good.
a lot.
No. That's what this was for. Did you see any questions or anything? Chat, if you guys want to ask Blue
ask questions.
A bunch of questions, feel free to go through with it. I think they're probably chatting amongst themselves, but...
Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you guys have anything you want to ask, feel free. The floor is yours.
Is this touch? Oh.
No. But do you want to go up?
Yeah, because I want to see what other... Did you stop it? Or is it still going?
It's still going.
Okay, Kobe. Be present. Yep. Did they say hair dye cannot change the brain? What?
Things they ask. Let's see if anybody asked me. Best episode yet.
Oh, yeah. Blue, are you involved in the battle rap community? Yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah.
Yeah, you are.
I wouldn't... See, that's the crazy part, because I haven't been able to sell myself. Yeah, you are. I just am.
I say if you've been to a couple battles and people know who you are, you're involved in the community.
Okay, but I'm not like on your status where I could be like, I'm not gonna... I still talk to people. I'm not trying to talk deep. I'm just talking like real life. Like, this is what it is. Y'all not gonna see me talk about this on Twitter, though. I'm not.
Maddie says really good advice. That's dope.
Oh, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Ava, are you doing well?
I'm not doing well, but that's fine. Just like you said, gotta let the feelings wash over you, for sure.
Yeah, allow yourself to have the moments.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally... I have been prescribed medications. At one point, I was on 11 pills a day. 11 to 15 pills a day. For years, I've been on different antidepressants, antipsychotics, benzophetamines, methamphetamines. I was on a lot of stuff. Literally a high-functioning zombie. And the come down, because I know you had Lush, right? Lush was on there once, and I remember I was telling him that my decision to get off of all of my antipsychotics and antidepressants and mood stabilizers, it was hard. It was probably one of the hardest things I did. I remember when I first got off the pills, I would have seizures, focal seizures. I had focal seizures, nausea, vomiting. I had insomnia. I would literally be in my car smoking a cigarette and swore up and down somebody was coming from behind me with a knife. Like full blown hallucinations. I did it the whole wrong way, so I don't even tell people like don't get off the way that I did. I literally tried to go cold turkey.
Cold turkey, and that's like super dangerous, right?
It is dangerous because it took, like, when you decide to get on them, they start you with a small dose and they wean you up. So 3 to 4 months weaning up to just all of a sudden cutting off is the worst thing you could do. You're not prepared for it.
Yeah.
My reason behind it, I was like, eventually I want kids. I don't have kids. I thought that was something that was keeping me from having kids. So if I got off of them, I would be in a better position, because I had, my last psychiatrist said, why would you want kids? You're bipolar. Do you want to pass that on? Yeah. And I was like, fuck you. I'm out.
Damn.
Like, I'm literally out.
Yeah.
And so I cut it off. Everything, literally. It was about, I've been at Metro since 2006. So it's been almost like 3 years now that I've been off of all behavior medications.
Congrats, it's big.
And like I said, it really wasn't. It wasn't easy. My parents, I think, suffered it the most. My sister, to see me like that.
Yeah.
My little sister, like, not even my big sister, my little sister. You know, seeing me like that, it was hard. But I did. There was, like I said, seizures. Like, literally, I would sit there and look at you, and then all of a sudden my eyes would roll in the back of my head, and I'm just like, pause, like, catatonic.
Yeah.
I did everything. Seroquel, I did Clozaril, I did methadone, I did what else did I do? Lamictal, I did a whole bunch of medications. I think it was, in the sense, starting it was good, because there would be days where I would tell my dad, like, why me? But that helped me be conscious. Why do I have to take these pills every day? I remember crying, just saying I just wanted to be normal.
Yeah.
But it helped me be conscious about my situation and realize that I didn't want to be defined by my medication. I didn't want to be defined by my diagnosis. That's where I say the accountability comes in.
Yeah.
Because there was a time where I went from, this is me, this is what I'm doing, to this is not who I want to be defined as.
Yeah.
My coworkers will say, she's crazy. Fuck you. I'm not crazy. I'm having a moment. You know, there has to be a time. So there was a time, like, this is who you are because of it.
Yeah.
And then where you say, I live with this. This is not who I am.
Yeah. And
that's where your whole mindset changes. It's a 360. But everybody has to get to that point of acceptance. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like with drinking, it's like with smoking. When you quit, there's some defining factor where you say, this is not who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I said, like, come here, like, it's all tied together. In so many different ways, it's all tied together. Mm-hmm. You're not defined by it. This is what you were doing. This is not who you are.
Yeah.
So
100%. Totally agree with that.
And I do get my liver checked out regularly because of it.
Nice. That's good.
All the pills. Yes, I do get my liver checked. The pills is bad. Can't live in your... You're absolutely right. You cannot. Just let yourself, like I said, just have the moments. Have the moments and ride the wave. Because to ignore it is, like, the wrong thing to do. You cannot ignore it. You have to accept that that's the situation.
Yeah, you have to recognize it when it's knocking at your door.
Yeah. Courageous. Oh, I've never been called courageous.
That's good. Going cold turkey on alcohol, is it physically painful?
Oh my God. For me? What about for you? Me? Yes.
I was able to stop right away.
Really?
Yeah.
You have so much better self-control than me. When I stopped, I thought I was going to die.
But you stopped for longer than me.
Well,
I've only been sober 1.5 years, and you're 2 years, right? You had 2 years of sobriety.
But I believe you have the control to keep it going. Me, it was a bad day that got me back.
Okay.
But like I said, I don't know how it was for you, but when you stopped drinking, did you say, I'm done, this is it?
I
Or
said,
did you say, I'm just going to take a day at a
done
time?
for a year.
Oh, okay, so you did
So
say
I'm
it
like,
for
yeah, a
1
year.
year.
And
then
then
you're like,
when I was in it, I was like, I don't want to ever drink again. I feel so much better.
okay. See, I felt like I lacked self-control.
Okay.
But like I said, I have other issues that I fight too.
Yeah.
So it was more for me trying to see, am I able to control myself?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't say I want to do it for a year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it this week.
And then it turned into like
Month,
2 months. Okay.
6 months, and then a year.
That's the mental part. That I think they're talking about some people get that physical dependency because they drinking so much, and you probably know about that
Yeah.
from being around it, right?
Yeah.
They actually like they have to be like weaned off of alcohol to some extent.
You know, when I did stop drinking, I had a lot of vomiting.
Yeah.
Like night sweats, nightmares, stuff like that. My mom would come into the room and like I'm screaming. Like it was horrible. It was really bad. But like I said, I didn't even know how much I actually drunk until like my dad went to go clean my car one day. And my whole trunk is full, under the seat, full of bottles, cans, everything. And I was like, my dad pulls out bags and bags of trash bags of empty cans. So it's like, you have an issue.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I have a self-control issue. That's what I was like. I have a self-control issue.
Yeah.
But like I said, at the same time, the people with like behavioral or mental disorders, all of that stuff also plays in. People are not just bipolar or have anxiety or depression. They have alcohol problems. They have drinking problems. They have drug problems. They have so many other issues that you never know all tie into one.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people the biggest thing is if you find yourself with like 2 or more,
Yeah.
you drink a lot, you're heavy alcohol, you're a heavy smoker. Now, I'm not even talking weed, but like you dab in the white girl and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
I say go get checked because there might be the codependency could tie into something you didn't even know you had. Because most people don't get checked.
Yeah.
People don't get diagnosed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you drink a lot. Okay, everybody likes to drink. They party. They social drink and stuff like that. There's something else. Are you drinking a lot and you're in extreme debt?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I would choose to drink and smoke over going to school. I would choose to drink as opposed to going to work.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to work at 6. I'm getting faded.
Yeah.
I'm going to work faded.
Yeah.
My grandfather was like a high functioning alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, come to find out, I have aunts and uncles who have the same issues. It's not saying there's not a direct relation to it, but you know, there are factors in your life that you don't see.
Of course.
But like I said, it also comes back into trauma too. A lot of these disorders stay like stagnant until you go through some trauma that in your life. I don't know how long it would have been before I found out I had issues had I not lost kids, had I not been in an abusive relationship, had I not literally moved to a whole nother state, suitcases, no money, no place to go, and try to figure out my own way. You don't know how that stuff affects you, but all of that stuff, trauma-informed care, like that's literally a thing. Trauma-informed. You are the way you are now based off of something that's happened to you.
Yeah, 100%.
In the past.
Yeah, that's real. That's super real.
So it's nurture versus nature.
Indeed. Somebody else ask you a question.
What about easy to get your hands on? See stars. I'll try baby steps, I guess. I don't know what the baby steps comment come from, but baby steps is the best thing. Take it. If thinking 2 weeks in advance is too much, literally go a day by day. I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, and I'm just trying to get to 8 p.m. tonight. And that's helped me.
Yeah.
Some days I go to work at 6 in the morning, and I'm just trying to make it to 2:30 so I can go to my next job. And I'm not here to,
I have a question. So, you know, when you get in a manic state, and it does give you that freedom to be like, I can do anything, right? Which can easily slip into like a delusional type of thinking. How do you know when to check yourself from like this is something I can actually accomplish and I should be moving towards, or this is like something that I shouldn't be working on towards right now?
That's hard because for me, most of the stuff that I've got into in a manic state, I don't really realize it until after. I know that if I wasn't manic one day, I wouldn't have went to school to be a medical assistant. It was literally just a bright idea that I just thought of having. Medical assisting. Dare, phlebotomy. I'm petrified of needles and somehow learned how to start drawing blood. Petrified. And I happen to be in a mind frame long enough to complete the program. However, I did go into a depression and failed my first time. But it wasn't until somebody it's hard because you can't really tell yourself you're out of it. Like I said, I only have alarms, memos that I've put in a mind frame where I'm kind of just like even that I did like when I'm in a normal, like quote unquote normal state. I told myself, you're better than this. You're great. You're awesome. You could do this. Focus, channel it in. How I have notes on my refrigerator. How are you feeling today? What's going on? It's stuff you tell yourself when you feel like everybody has a moment where they feel okay. You know when you feel kind of normal. When you have those moments, maximize on those moments to tell, write yourself notes, write yourself stuff down. I have stuff on my mirror. I have things on my refrigerator. Like I said, I program my TV to have a note. Something that brings you back to reality because you don't know when you're going to go out. When you're manic, when you're depressed, can't nobody tell you you're not. It's those moments when you have like these quote unquote moments of clarity, yeah, clarity that you can tell yourself to prepare yourself for a different period of time. Because there's nothing nobody can tell me. My sister can tell me whatever, my brother can tell me whatever, my parents can tell me they love me, nothing's gonna happen. But it's the things that the steps that I put into motion beforehand. You have to prepare. When you feel like you're level-headed, when you're at your calmest, everything is cool. You don't have extra energy, but you're not extra depressed. You kind of could think. You have to set yourself up to prepare for the next time. Even if you ever dealt with depression once in your life, something somebody said, you saw a post on Twitter or Facebook or something somebody said resonated to you when you were in a good place. Copy, paste it, put it on your refrigerator. So when you walk past every day, you see it. There's something putting you back in check. That's the biggest thing. Especially if you live by yourself, because I live by myself, there's nothing putting me back into check, into reality. So when I go down, I'm down by myself. My dog can't even talk. All she could do is lay on my feet. There's something putting you back into reality and bringing you back. But there's literally nothing you can do in the moment. If you're lucky enough, somebody's around you or texting you on a regular to tell you you're okay. But if you don't have somebody telling you you're okay, when you have that moment, tell yourself, this is right now, I'm going to feel bad for 30 minutes. And then after that, keep it moving, Britt or whoever, because your bills still have to get paid. You still have to go to work. You still have to function. Life does not stop because of it. That's the best I could tell you guys right now.
Word up. Anybody got some more questions for Blue? We got an hour, but we can get some more questions. If you guys have any, feel free to ask.
I know, all right? I want to go and see what. I'm a beach. Why does any addiction start, in your opinion? I think it's just, it's, like I said, it's nature versus nurture. There's a combination of factors. I don't think it has to do with any one reason. I think your life situations based, like things you encounter in your life based off of you know, your experiences all have something to do with it.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, how do you deal with social anxiety? Because you go to events.
God, I
so...
have really bad. It's horrible. I do. I go to events because I feel like, as far as like in battle rap, people are more. Well, you should be more focused on the bars. You should not focus on me.
Word.
So, and every time that I go, people aren't like trying to talk to me. Everybody's just trying to see. So I found like actually battle rap, that's what's better for me.
Okay.
I don't go to clubs.
Okay.
I don't go to clubs. I don't go to bars, stuff like that, because I think everybody's too busy watching other people.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be watched.
Okay.
That's not my thing.
Yeah.
So I found that I stopped. Over the years, I stopped going to clubs because I don't want, I just feel weird. I feel awkward. If you put me in a crowd with 50 people, I shut down. If I'm in a small group, I can handle that.
Yeah.
I get in my own head. Why are you looking at me too long? Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, as far as events, battle rap, I do go to battle rap events because, like I said, you guys are more focused on the bars. Y'all not worried on me. Like, I ain't nobody. You don't have to watch me.
Mm-hmm.
One or two people coming and saying hi or talking to me and stuff like that, I could deal. But a whole group, I can't. I shut down completely.
Yeah.
There's really no right or wrong answer how to deal with the social anxiety. You change the type of social groups you get into. Because even at work, I deal better with one or two people than I deal with 50 people.
Word. That makes a lot of sense.
What?
Trying to go through.
I don't
these.
even know what that means. A broad good shot of vodka. Well, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Wow. Battle rap actually was a therapy for me. Really. I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't even trying to get into battle rap. I saw a friend of mine had passed away. Well, she was on life support. Her last post on Facebook was a battle. And I I clicked on it randomly. And
Do you remember what battle?
It was T-Top versus Snow.
Oh, great.
It was T-Top versus Snow. And I clicked it. And I watched it. I think it was his third round. It was like a third round clip.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I was like, dude, who is this? What is this? I mean, you know, you see the UFF and everything else, but I saw that. I was focused on it. I went back and I remember I watched everything T-Top. I tried to watch everything Snow, but I realized I didn't like everything Snow. I like some of Snow.
Yeah.
But watching T-Top battle other people made me click on other people. And then I think I got into like B-Dot. And then that's when I discovered like Hitman Holler, Scott, John and stuff like that. And then I would watch battles driving home from work. And then driving to my parents' house, 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
And hours time had just passed. I think we talked about it on the watch, but like time passed. And that's when I realized, like, it passed time for me. And it was something about, it wasn't on beat. It was real life, other people's struggles, people's believability. I liked it. The entertainment of it, I loved it. It really did pass time for me. So I just went back and binged. Like I said, the manic obsessive, you never sleep. I binge watched everything.
Yeah.
So I just binge watched a whole bunch of stuff, and then and just broadened my span. So I really do tell people, like, when I say battle rap, like, saved my life, it really did, because at that time I was in a hole.
Yeah.
I couldn't float. I couldn't function.
Yeah.
I would go to work in tears. I'd come home in tears. Battle rap was the one thing that I had to look forward to in a day. And it helped me. Even if you don't relate 100% to all the bars, the entertainment of it was enough for me.
Yeah.
And that's how I actually really got into it. I mean, I did watch the Freestyle Fridays and stuff like that. I mean, you know, in my high school, people were rapping, and you know, so I'm not going to say I'm completely brand new.
Word.
But as far as what battle rap is today, that's how I got into it.
Word. That's cool. Any other things you want to cover?
Who's going to Survivor Series?
You are, right?
I am.
Okay. I'm not, but she is. What's your what battle are you looking forward to the most?
You know, I actually really want to see Jay the Nightwing and Ace. Is he battling Ace? He's battling Ace.
Yes, I mean.
I seen Jay live before, and I know I was like faded at that time, but it was like really dope.
What battle you see?
I see.
Emerson?
No, yeah. No, wait. Did he battle Emerson that
Yeah.
I saw? Was that the one at Civil War? No, it wasn't Civil War. Who did he battle at Civil War? I can't remember who he battled at Civil War.
But he was there and he battled.
He was. He battled there, and I remember like just his energy was like, it was powerful.
Yeah, he's
and I'm
dope.
really on energy.
Mhm.
I like it. It seemed effortless and stuff like that. So I really want to see him and Ace because what he did versus Snake Eyes was
Pretty crazy.
all right. So
Say
I just want to
least.
see the clash. I like the style clashes.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna get out there. If I get out there fast enough, I do actually want to see like Zeus the God. I've seen him in his battles before.
Yeah.
He's on the first day on Friday, the PGs.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him in person, but I don't think I'm gonna get to see that because I get out really late on Friday.
3-day event, right?
It's a 3-day event.
Whew.
I never did a 3-day event. I don't even know if I can hang.
Endurance.
I'm taking my work shoes.
Okay,
I'm
smart.
taking my work shoes
Dress
so I can
comfy.
stand up. Because even like on Gnome, like I kind of cramp standing up
Oh
that
yeah.
long.
Everybody, I don't know how everybody stands, but like there's like so many people on the side just like sleeping after like the almost the last battle. People just like in between battles knocked out.
JC live. JC is dope live. I first saw him the last Traffic. I first saw him live, and I was like, actually, you know, his personality is so big in the battle rap, but like,
Mhm.
I was like, dang, I'm 5'4". We were like the same height, and I don't know why his personality is so big. I expect
Yeah.
him to be taller.
Yeah, for real.
But I love it.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. One last question. Is depression because of your childhood or things in your life that you kept to yourself?
That's a good one. I'm not gonna say I had like the worst childhood. My childhood was textbook wise, it was cool.
Yeah.
I think it was socially the stuff that I had to go through. High school, junior high, stuff like that. So I would say more so it's stuff that I kept to myself.
Yeah.
Because when you're young, you don't really tell people what's going on with you. You're just sad internally, or you're hurting internally, and it's not until you become an adult that you actually are able to accept. And it's more what it is. It's denial. This did not happen to me. But when you get older, you realize I did go through that. Like, you know, I was, you know, nobody wants to say they're part of like the Me Too movement and stuff, but you know, but that stuff actually happens.
Yeah.
And it's not until you get older that you actually admit it. But once you admit it, now you have to face it and you deal with it. So a lot of stuff is suppressed. But yeah, so I would say it's more so of what I kept to myself. But that doesn't mean you're not predisposed to it actually being a situation. Because whether you want to admit it or not, it's happening.
Yeah.
It's at what point in time in your life do you admit that something is going on that you try to help yourself. So only thing I could say for me, I wish I got help sooner.
Yeah.
I wish I admitted sooner.
Yeah.
Because if I would tell my siblings, I wish I opened up about this stuff before, because I probably wouldn't have had the life that I had since.
Yeah.
If I got help sooner, maybe I wouldn't have learned. I probably wouldn't be in debt like that. You know, I probably wouldn't have experienced the stuff that I experienced.
Yeah.
But thinking that I can do it by myself was probably the most disservice I did to myself. You know, you can't. You need somebody. So anybody who like wants somebody to talk to, or you need to talk to somebody, if you're not really ready to go get like real help, I mean, there's people you never know who. I mean, just this live. Realizing how many people go through what you're going through, how many people have questions about what you're going through, lets me know I'm not dealing this myself. When those days when I feel like I'm by myself, there's people out there that's actually going through it too, and just don't know the outlet, don't know who to talk to, who to confront. Hit me up, DM me, I read them. You know, we could talk.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I love you too.
All right, Blue, ladies and gents. Anything you want to shout out? Any last words?
I've said a lot of words.
They're all good, though. They're all amazing words. So happy to have you on. You talked a lot about stuff that I have limited knowledge on, and you really like opened up a lot of viewpoints to me. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. The chat thanks you too. I know a lot of people liked having you on. It's always great when I can get a guest on here.
Yeah.
So you got to come back.
Have me back whenever.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready.
I know everybody gonna get tired of seeing the blue hair all the time, so you can't see me every day.
Now we need a co-host.
I would do your co-host.
Let's go.
I would put it into my schedule to be off on Wednesdays to be here to talk to people if they want me.
Hell
if y'all
yeah.
want me, I could do it.
Hell yeah, let's
You know,
go. Let's
It
go.
has to be a joint. We gotta take a poll. Do a
Word.
poll on Twitter.
Word. Should blow co-host.
So-
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Appreciate you.
You know, we're going to be live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. What else is going on? Maybe do a watch. Oh, tomorrow I'm doing a watch with Enigma from Flip Top. That's pretty wild. And then Friday, Geechee Gotti's Ignite is dropping. So
Oh yeah.
look out for that.
I'm excited about that.
pretty ignorant. So, have a great day, guys. Love you all. Thanks to Blue for coming by. Follow her.
thank
Her
you for
Twitter's
having
in the details of the video, the info section. Yeah, hit her up. All right, guys. Peace out.